it's 5 o'clock. So we should start and go ahead with
We should check in first.
with the check-in.
Let us check in. Yes.
Yes, everybody. Let me do the proper way to check in. Everybody, please check in our app, check in Clubo. It helps us a lot with your feedback. Also, again, big thank to our people, our partners, and our friends. Big thumbs up, big thank you. You guys rock. You guys always the best, because you know, in times like this, we stick together, and we'll get out of this together, all of us. Also, as rules of the engagement, everybody, like usual, microphones off until close to the end, where when we can put some questions to our guest. For the next event, I know it's pretty tough. We have a speaker that we really chased a lot. Was very hard to convince, and you know, he's not very comfortable with people. We're gonna have Sotiris to talk to us, and
they ran out of speakers and money. That's why.
I don't know about that. We paid a lot for that. We are really looking to pick that brain. It's gonna be an interesting talk. So we'll wait for you on Thursday also to speak with Sotiris. Another announcement that I would like to make, and it's very well connected to Simona Lapusan, our guest speaker from today. It's our brand new webpage. Our brand new webpage, and yes, congrats team, Sandra, everybody for this great thing. I believe that you're all going to have a great experience with the app and the page. We'll try with both of them to make things easier and to be more connected. I know there's physical distance, it's tough. We're looking into ways of, I had a discussion, I have to say something, because I had a discussion today with Sotiris about how to create those hugs again, how to bring back the hugs, you know, and it's going to be a tough job, but we'll get to that point at a certain time. But until then, we do have the app, the Clubo, where you guys need to check in, and the webpage, which ZITEC has been like, I don't know, like crazy nice. Thank you very much, ZITEC, for this thing, and Simona, but to all the team. They've been so responsive and so fast in taking all our crazy ideas on, you know, and coming with some others, if that was not enough. So thank you, ZITEC, for our new webpage. On the next, on this event, we have with us Simona Lapusan. Usually I'm looking over the bio and on the bios and select a little bit and let the speaker say more. I will let Simona say more, but I want to read the bio because I really, really enjoyed it. So Simona is the COO and co-founder of ZITEC, one of the leading IT companies in Europe. ZITEC's mission is to shape technology so it empowers people and organizations to achieve their utmost potential. Curious and open-minded, Simona is constantly looking for ways to make things better, to improve the operational workflows, and provide the best solution to customers' needs. With a strong belief that all humans are good by nature, Simona is an ongoing quest to cultivate a safe and trusting environment with ZITEC and to encourage teams to adapt and innovate. Since she co-founded ZITEC 17 years ago, Simona devised and implemented various experiments aimed to continuous learning and team development. All this experience is now distilled into a new ZITEC product dedicated to high-performing teams everywhere, Miro.io. We'll talk about more in the discussion. But why I wanted to read this is because I found it here, empowers people, strong belief that all humans are good by nature, encourage teams to adapt, aim at continuous learning and team development. I mean, it's just so humanistic. It's such a great mission. It's a lot of it a personal mission of doing good, and I had that experience with ZITEC when I came to their place to donate blood. So they've been all the time through these things, and amazing. But I'll let more Simona to speak about that, and we'll start with the first question. First of all, welcome, Simona, and it's great to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. It's great to be here. It's always a pleasure to attend the CEO Club's events. And of course, I value our partnership for many years now, both on the business side, but always on the fun side, because I fondly remember our CEO Club's sailing trips to Greece. And I hope we'll get together soon, maybe who knows, on a sailing trip in Greece. Yeah, I hope so. So today I hope to give you a little bit of my experience of 20 years in the IT industry, and to tell you how the last 2 months have been for ZITEC.
Thank you. Looking forward for that. But in this period, which was a crisis, not only an economical crisis, but a human crisis, what were the main actions, decisions you took of this time?
Well, the first thing we did was to make sure that our colleagues and their families are safe. We moved everybody to working from home ever since the moment the schools were closed. And that was really easy for us because we were already used to remote work and distributed teams for a few years. So it was an instant transition to working from home, just an email message. So we already had this infrastructure in place, like Google Suite for emailing and chat and video conferences, and Lapusan for electronic signing, and various tools for easy and secure communication and project management, and of course for team alignment and performance management and recognition. We used our product Miro, the one that you said about in the introduction. So after making sure that our colleagues were safe, we wanted to make sure that our customers are doing fine as well, because in these times, more than ever, I think business relationships are put to the test. So it was only natural that we took the time to have meaningful conversations with our customers, and we wanted to understand how they have been affected by this crisis and what can we do to help them. We extended payment terms for some of them. We provided pre-services for some of them to keep them alive, and found even alternate financing solutions for some of them. So let's say our first reaction was to take care of our people and customer. And then we went a little bit further, and we wanted to see if we can give something back to the society, to see what can we do to help even more. And we volunteered for a few pro bono projects. Out of this, I would like to mention one. It's called the Națiune de Acțiune. It's a project initiated by the Entrepreneurship Academy. And it's a platform that gathers all initiatives for this crisis. I will paste the URL in the chat, and maybe if you have 5 minutes, just take a look and maybe you can help, or maybe your company. Let me put this here, okay. So in the company, there were, I think, more than 30 colleagues that volunteered for this pro bono project. But for this project, it was a team of 5. And what I loved about it, more than, okay, just helping and having an impact on the society, they also took this opportunity to continuously learn and grow their skills because they developed this platform on a new framework. And they did it on their spare time. They kept their commitments with the ongoing projects, and they delivered it in less than one week. So I think it was very nice, and I loved it. Of course, we did some other things. I'm sure you heard this one before, but I like it, so I will just say it. So did you know that the word crisis in Chinese Mandarin is written by using two symbols? The first one is for danger, and the second one for opportunity. So it was natural that after we assessed the risks and the impact and everything else, we also looked at the opportunities. So again, we were fortunate to have two products that had the perfect fit for the current market needs. So not only that they presented these business opportunities, but their mission also aligned with our desire to help the society. The first one is Regista. Regista is a document management and registration tool for local public administration. As many of you, I think, know, last year, Romania was the European country with the lowest level of public institution digitalization. And this, in this COVID context, this lack of digitalization is more acute than ever. So, because now finally the interactions between the citizens and public clerks must be online. So, Regista was already used by 500 public institutions in Romania. And in order to help other public institutions have an easy onboarding in this digital world, we offered them Regista for free, no strings attached. And as a result, we have hospitals and schools and a few mayor offices using Regista for free during this time, and really, I don't know, being of help, let's say. And our second product, Miro, it's a digital HR and team performance tool. We also provided this for free because in these times, let's say more than ever, we wanted to share from our expertise and help organizations keep their team united and motivated, especially now when remote working, let's say, brings along a lot of difficulties for a company.
How does this go with the business? How is your business in the last period after the COVID situation started?
Yeah, we had some business segments more affected, where we actually lost business. And I'm talking about our digital marketing division. It suffered the most because we had the online marketing budgets of more than 1.5 million euro that were put on hold by large customers. So this was like the bad thing. And we also had a couple of software development teams that had to be scaled down. Of course, we adjusted our business goals and tried to make it work, and try to not affect our plans for business growth. And we managed to do this. This is where our diversified portfolio strategy saved the day, because we had our accounts and that grew, other customers, businesses that grew during this crisis. So all in all, it wasn't all that bad. We managed to not lay off people in this critical time because, first of all, because it was a hard work to build this team until now. And we wanted to retain people until maybe a better moment comes along. And we did our best to retain them even in the business areas where we were the most affected. So I would say that we are not that affected. We even managed to hire 10 new people during the last 2 months. Maybe normally we would have hired more. And for the first 4 months, we had a growth of 40% year on year. So overall, okay, we are maybe aiming for a bigger growth, but overall we are fine.
And how about yourself? How was this time for you? How was this on personal level? How did you manage this crisis?
Okay.
Simona, because I was thinking the same as Virgil, and please share with us one thing or more why you're not one reason why you're not sorry this happened. Okay, I mean there are many reasons for us to be sorry, but is there something, anything that you're not sorry this happened? Sorry.
Well, on a personal level, there are some things. Well, at first, let's say for me, the first week was the hardest because I was pretty much in denial, and I was not finding my place at home or at the office. I kept going to the office for, I don't know, 3 days after the schools were closed. And one evening I came home and my children were all jumpy and loud, and that somehow forced me to just stop and reflect. Because I remember that children are just a reflection of myself, and they just mirrored my state of mind. And stopping and reflecting helped me reframe the whole situation and see the better part of this lockdown, because I saw the opportunity to develop new habits and to spend more time with the kids, and I don't know, to do some things around the house that I never got the time to do until then. So yeah, I managed to do new activities with the kids. We have lunch together. We play more games and board games and online games and video games. And generally, we hang out more. Also, in the first weeks, I had a hard time sleeping at night. I think it was because of the anxiety given by this uncertainty, because of the worries for the health of my family and maybe the future of my business. But let's say after a month, I think I just got used to the situation. And I started sleeping better, and I really started to appreciate the more relaxed rhythm of life, because I don't have to get up early in the morning and be on this continuous rush to go to gym and make breakfast and take the children to school and maybe rush through traffic to go to various meetings and events. Let's say, Sotiris, I started to appreciate the Greek philosophy of halara, so take it easy. So I think this is one of the good things. It helps people just slow down,
On a general note, I would like to share with you that most of the people I've had this discussion with, they all agree on 2 time periods. One is the first 2 weeks, and the other one is the first month, as points of change and kind of getting into the idea of accepting what happened.
It takes 30 days to build a new habit. So just like this is the human brain,
There's a word that fits here, but it's not very polite, based on the habits that we will get out of this with. So it's okay.
Yeah, habits, good and bad. But how is the routine with you, Simona? Did you create a routine, or how is your day?
Well, I have a lot of meetings, a lot of online meetings, and this is tiring for me, because what I miss most is the eye contact. Because when you have a face-to-face, a physical meeting, let's say, all this non-verbal communication is just natural on an unconscious level, let's say. When being on an online meeting, you just have to use the hearing and the sight to be very attentive to the tone of voice and some gestures. So I think that's why it's pretty tiring for me. I miss hanging out with friends and family and the ZITEC parties. I miss them all. So I hope we'll get back to normal soon. I managed to develop a new habit. So first I tried to, no, I made a plan to do elliptical every day on my balcony. And somehow that didn't work for me. But I started a new habit, yoga, and I found it surprisingly relaxing and energizing at the same time. So I hope I will keep it.
You said about the Chinese sign of danger and opportunities. What did you find the opportunities so far?
The opportunities were these two products that presented, let's say, business opportunities in the current market situation. And of course, there are opportunities in the IT industry because we may see a growth of e-commerce with people getting used to shopping online and online payments, even people that didn't do this until the crisis. So I see an opportunity there for companies developing their online presence and e-shops and yeah, all this e-commerce industry. And also I see an opportunity for digitalization because with more companies maybe choosing to, when things go back to normal, let's say, to let their people work more from home. It will be an opportunity to develop tools for remote teams. And I think also the companies will be forced to have a fast digitalization of their workflows and processes. And this gives an opportunity for digital transformation services.
Looking a little bit, and for the ones that don't know ZITEC, when we visit your headquarters, it's out of this world, but literally out of this world. That we have the Star Trek room, we have the, I don't know, all kind of meeting rooms. What's up with this passion of space? Because I know it's one of your passions. And I know also about your partnerships with the International Space Organization or something like that.
Yes, I think, I don't know where it started. Maybe it started when I was 16, and I remember like it was yesterday that I've seen the first episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation, and I was just amazed, and I just stood still there for 1 hour. I don't know if that's when it started. I've been a fan of science fiction for my life.
But on the other side, you're very human society oriented. What about the community? Why all that love for, of course, everybody has the love for the community, but you guys, and you especially, you act a lot on it. And I hope more and more people would do that, and businesses would do that. You are a business, even though it's a tech first and IT, you are a business that actually look into the human part, teams, but not only teams that inside, but the community of things. I know, as I said, when I came to your office to donate blood, the ladies there were saying this is the best place. Like, we got the most donations, you know, of any company in our history so far.
Yes. I don't know. I think we just managed to attract people that want to have an impact, you know, and just to give something back to the society, because in the end, what matters most? It's not the profit, at least for us. And maybe that's a bad thing in business, you know, but we were never, let's say, motivated by money. So maybe that's a reason.
So did you have that reaction for your teams, for your employees of doing this? Because I see they start doing themselves.
Yes, this initiative with blood donation started, I don't know, many years ago. And it was the initiative of a colleague of ours. At first, we were like 20 people donating blood, and then Alex came up with the idea to build this brand, COO. So we wanted to attract other companies to donate blood and organize this kind of events, because it's very easy to organize these events and it's easier for people to donate. You know, just come to the office and donate blood. They don't waste their time in traffic and waiting in line. So it was easier, and it took traction, let's say.
How are your teams in this period? What were their fears, and how did you work with that?
Yeah, well, I think our main focus during the last 2 months was, of course, on people, because now they need the empathy and the optimism and hope more than before. And that is what we as business leaders must provide for them. So we decided to ramp up our all hands meetings from once a month to weekly meetings. And this helped us increase the transparency within our company. And this is something we aspire to achieve for some time. I'm glad it happened. And during these meetings, we discussed their challenges and their fears, the current crisis, how it affects our company and our customers. And we help them stay positive and find the good in all this uncertain situation. We also have our HR team that has more frequent one-on-one meetings with each of our team members, and we encourage people to talk about their worries and problems in various one-on-one coaching sessions, and we organize some workshops with a psychologist. And mainly we are encouraging them to maximize virtual FaceTime, because tone and feelings cannot be put into text. This also means that video conferencing etiquette was an important topic, because, for example, we encourage people to keep their camera on during online meetings, because we lose most of our nonverbal communication. So we need to at least see each other in order to make a connection. If I were to choose one word for this period, it would be over communication. So we chose to over communicate because, you know, when working from an office, there are a lot of unplanned and informal chats. And that helps fixing some communication gaps. But when remote, people will miss on information because you actually don't know what you don't know. So we tried to have them all on the same page. And apart from Miro that we used for keeping them aligned with company-wide OKRs and public recognition and saying thank you, we also used Workplace from Facebook. And it's a great tool because it helps us cover various formal and informal topics, from the COVID ones to fun and jokes and technical updates and company-wide announcements. I think the main problem for our people was this physically distance, you know. So we are physically distanced, but we wanted them to not feel socially distant, because at ZITEC we have a pretty rich social life. So apart from the all hands and the other meetings and workshops I told you about, we did some other things, like setting up a virtual cafeteria where they can go at any time. It's a chat room in Google Meet, and they meet random colleagues and have a virtual coffee and maybe have a water cooler-like conversation. We also organized a virtual party, and it was a successful one. We sent everybody a kit. It's a craft beer and chips. And we talked, we laughed, we listened to music and even danced until late in the night. We started at around 6:30 with 110 people and wrapped it up at around 2 a.m. with 12 people. So it was fun. And also every week after the all hands meeting, we stay connected for a virtual beer and discuss about whatnot. One time we even played our card games that some of you, I think, know from our CO club's sailing trips. So we try to keep them as close as possible and to feel like part of a community, because this is what they miss most. We also did another thing, let's say, more than usual, because now when we are physically distanced, feedback might be a way to manage stress and anxiety. For example, you know, in virtual meetings, it's hard to tell how it was and to get some feedback, because the meeting ends, everyone logs off, and you don't have the same approach as in physical meetings where you meet maybe someone on the hallway after the meeting, and you can ask and get informal feedback. So we are encouraging people now more than ever to be proactive and ask for feedback. And also, we made them aware that when giving feedback in this asynchronous way, such as email or even chat, you don't see the reaction. So they have to make sure to follow up and see how the feedback was received and clarify any misunderstandings. So to summarize, we created this safe space for people to be able to talk about their challenges and their fears. We over-communicated, and we encouraged more feedback and tried to keep the social life alive during these times.
Yeah, speaking of feedback, please check in the app and give us some feedback in time. We need all your feedback. We also have a question also for all the members. Can put questions in the chat or just send us, or just put the microphone on and ask a question. So the question, what aspects should companies invest more and focus on after working from home experience?
When all this ends, do you mean, or how?
Yeah, when we're going back to work, when we're going back to the office after 15 or whenever that's in the short time, in the short future.
Well, I hope this forced remote working for 2 months will change some mindsets of bosses and managers, and maybe we'll see more trust and I don't know, more empowerment, and company will just empower their people to choose where they work from. So I expect to see some changes in this area of office space. Maybe some companies will choose to have a smaller office space, maybe use it for workshops or meetings, or maybe some of them will choose to make a mix of office space, remote work, and the co-working spaces. We'll see. I think this is the main thing. Some companies maybe will change their mindset and will trust their people more. On what should they focus? I think maybe on keeping the PR and marketing activities up, you know, because this is a lesson we learned from the 2008 recession. We just kept, even in these 2 months, the PR and the marketing activities. okay, maybe we not kept all of them and put some acquisitions on hold, but staying in touch with our audience and keeping them engaged just helps you and puts you, let's say, in pole position when everything gets back to normal and everyone starts communicating with their audience again. I don't know if that answers your question.
Sure, but if the new normal will be a mix of, for many probably, of working from home and going to the office, or a mix of it, and given that you guys have a bigger history with work from home, do you train your people for this work from home stuff? So regardless if it's a 1 day a week, 2 days a week, 3 days a week, or whatever way it's possible.
I don't think, maybe some companies should set up some a clear framework of expectations, let's say, because if they are not used to this remote work, they have to be very, very clear in what they expect. But also they need to accept that people will do their jobs, you know, and just to trust this, not be there controlling them. And I heard of some situations with company just calling their people to see if they are online, and they have to pick up the phone no matter what. So I think it all starts with trust, you know. When you trust people, you will see that they will rise up to the expectations.
You told us about how this, you know, was a transition from the first week, first month, and so on. What is not going to change with you? How did a day in Simona's life before the crisis look like, and how day now looks like, and how it's going to be? You know, what you're going to keep, or what you're going to let go?
I don't know if I'll change that much, you know, because let's say I'm very aware of my time and I choose to spend it wisely. So I don't think I did some things before that I don't do now, and I find that it's good, you know. So I'll just hope I'll keep this yoga habit. And I don't think I'll change other things.
Yeah, we had a 2 weeks yoga sessions in the club, and when you see a 208 person trying to do yoga, it's like that little elephant in the crystal.
But how was it for you?
It was very nice, challenging, but very nice. Yeah. Okay, we have another question. Do you think it's only trust or cultural behavior starting their work with a chat and coffee in front of the office?
Yes, of course, people, at least our people, want to get back to the office because they miss people interaction in the first place. So they miss having a coffee in front of the office and just hanging out with other colleagues, not the ones from their teams. Maybe they miss their office space, like having 2 monitors and a better chair, you know. So I'm not sure what's the question. So is only trust for what?
Or cultural behavior?
This thing as working from home.
Yes. Yes, if I guess it's the working from home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of people to work from home.
Well, it depends on the culture, of course, and you have to build it. If you don't have this kind of culture until now, and maybe it's harder for companies not in the IT industry, you know. But otherwise, I don't know, if you trust your lawyers to do their jobs without being in the office with you, why not trust your people to do their jobs? If what they need is only a laptop and an internet connection, why not trust them to do it?
From Sotiris, Simona told us how she sees the new generation of leaders empowering others, etc. Can the current ones do the job?
I think the current ones are already doing the job, because they are forced to do it. At least in this IT industry, don't have a choice, And I don't know, maybe if we're talking about the previous generation of leaders, they were more focused on results and the profit and numbers, let's say, and maybe less on people. But at least around me, I see leaders really preoccupied with people and being good leaders, humble leaders. So I think the current ones are actually doing the job, or at least if you attend the CEO Club's events, this is the kind of mindset I see.
Yeah, you're right. What are you guys gonna do after the 15th?
We decided to keep working from home, at least for 2 weeks, because we want to see how things go, and how the new cases, the number of new cases will evolve. And if everything works for us with this working from home, we'll just keep it for a while. We'll see. At the end of May, we'll adjust. So this is what we do for 17 years. We adjust and experiment. So we'll treat this as an experiment as well.
What is, beside all this, what is one of your personal challenges in this time?
My personal challenges, I think it might be this lack of human interaction. I mean, physical human interaction and face-to-face time. Because I need to see people. This comes as a surprise for me, because I'm actually an introvert, and I didn't expect to be that affected by this, physical distancing. But actually, I really miss spending time with people and having face-to-face meetings. So I think this is the biggest challenge for me. And I have another challenge, but I think every one of us has it. It has been like a challenge for me to struggle all this work and children and homework and homeschooling and the chores around the house. For example, I have one child with lunchtime at 12, another one at 11, and me and Alex usually have the lunch at 2 a.m., so 2 p.m. So this has been a challenge. However, I'm grateful that this didn't happen 2 years ago or more, because now our children are more autonomous, They do their homework, they attend their online classes, we don't have to nag them. So it's easier for us, let's say. But for parents with smaller kids, I think it's very hard. So I really feel for them.
Yeah, I have some of those. If anybody wants, to take one or maybe.
I don't know how you manage.
I know, because they're also big and they eat a lot. Okay, tell us the future involvement in the community. Is this Nazione d'Azione? Is this a project that you guys gonna put the backbone in?
So we created the platform, but the project is led by the Entrepreneurship Academy. So if we'll need to do some add-ons or modifications to the platform, sure, we'll do it.
Okay, and for the rest of people, that's a platform where initiatives meet
Yes.
Because I know we're also discussing in one of our advisory boards about this project, and congratulations for that. It's very needed in the
Yes,
period of time. Do you think that a human part of us came out with this crisis, and now you know how every call is starting with "Hello, how are you doing?" and it's more into a personal discussion, regardless
yeah,
of the
yeah, I
person.
think so. I think, and I heard this from some of our colleagues. They say that they feel more connected now, and they feel like they are more close than before. So I think so. Yeah, it helped to develop this human connection better.
Yeah, we are looking to, you know, have that also real interaction. We all miss that coffee together, all of us here. So I think we can wait. We were discussing last time that, you know, physical interaction, like one-on-one, is going to be a luxury. I tend to think that that's going to happen regardless.
Yes.
How are you with the kids otherwise? How is the education, and how are you taking this lot more time with them?
Well, the kids are fine. So the school has the online classes ever since the beginning. They use some tools, and so everything is fine from this point of view. I don't have to just see what their homework is and what their schedule is. Okay, of course I look at the schedule and try to make sure they attend all their classes, but they're pretty autonomous. They don't want to get outside, and I call them apartment rats, you know, because they don't want to get outside. Um, Otherwise, no, it's fine. We discover like dank memes, you know. This is the new hype of memes. So it's nice to have a teen in the house. And we play video games, and I don't know, just hang out more. And I think they are more relaxed now than before.
Thinking we have, you know, our community, and thinking that, you know, they work with teams, and from your humanistic approach of teams of people, how this communication be better, and in case of still staying from home, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Is this interaction that is not work related?
Yes, I think people need the interaction, like being part of, feeling that they are part of a community. So just talk about other things than work. And I don't know, I heard like for some companies doing coupling colleagues who are 2 by 2 by randomly assigning them. So they just have random conversations with various colleagues. And I think, of course, the tools are very important. It depends what tools do you use to keep everyone aligned, and I don't know, to have a visibility on the company objectives and everyone's results, and just recognize their results, and say thank you more and show them gratitude. So I think the tools will be very important, at least until we get back to normal.
If again, if any of you in the audience have any questions, just put the microphone on, because it's also a pleasure to see you, not only to hear your question, but also a pleasure to see you. From Sorin, question: how about the e-interaction? I guess we did cover a little bit about this, and about those questions.
We'll see. Maybe people will choose some avatars. I heard some startups that use avatars instead of video for all the online meetings. So who knows what the future will have for us.
Did you look into creating something like this, given that you're a software developer and looking in that direction?
We prefer to focus on our two products, Register and Miro, and of course our core business, that is custom software development, and the DevOps and the digital marketing services. So let's say we don't intend to build a third product, at least now.
And the most important one is our website, which we launched. It's on today, but it's gonna take a little time. And I saw that Sandra already wrote on the chat list that you all gonna get an email with the instructions of the website, so we'll make it easier. If there are no other questions, Simona.
Sorin asked if I will try to keep it up, the interaction. Of course, we have something that will keep from this time, even if we go back to normal, let's say, because we've seen that our weekly all hands meeting has been very successful, with a lot more people attending and a longer duration. And we intend to keep it online weekly, so that everyone can attend no matter where they are. So yeah, there will be some changes, let's say, and some habits will keep from this crisis.
Yeah, all right. This was exactly what I was aiming to. I mean, we have discovered a lot of things can be done differently in, let's say, in closer ways to optimal than we imagined.
Yes.
And in my opinion, it will be a very big pity to lose what we have learned about.
Yes, for example, we learned that remote works better when everyone is remote. Because in the past, when we had a remote working colleague, let's say in meetings with their teams, and the other team members were in the office, they tended to overlook them and forget about them. So I think remote works better when everyone is remote, and some meetings should be kept remote for everyone. Yeah.
Right. I had the opportunity to visit a technology company about 15 years ago. I won't name it. We all have used it, and it's okay. But I was very surprised to learn that actually to come into the office, you had to post a reason to your boss why you're going to the office. Otherwise, a lot more than 50% of the staff were not involved directly. I mean, hands on deck to do production, hands on deck to do testing, and you needed the tools from the office. You had to give a reason why you're going to the office, what you need in the office. I mean, do you need a chair and a table, or you need a meeting room, or why you're going there? And some of these requests were actually denied. I was very surprised to find out that the boss was calling them and saying, no, tomorrow you're not coming to the office because there is no good reason to come to the office. Stay home.
Yeah, maybe they didn't have the space, they have flexi desk.
No, they had the space, and believe me, they had the financial power and everything. I mean, they had billiards and ping pong tables and everything, whatever you wanted to do there. But I think that was one of the reasons they want to come to the office, but that's just me.
Yes, there are a lot of successful companies that are fully remote, like Basecamp. So it's doable, actually.
Yeah, I know. And I would like to see more of this. I mean, not to give back. I mean, it's over. Yeah, we're all going to what we have been doing before.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings me to the next question, and probably one of the last ones. Simona, what type of leader are you? If you have to characterize yourself, what type of leader are you?
Well, I'm not sure. I think I had some tests, of course, but I don't remember them.
No, not about the test. What do you think you are? I mean, what would you like to be, or what do you think you are?
Virgil, let's ask Alex.
Yeah, maybe Alex can.
That's
answer
his question.
better to this question.
She's a great leader. I was allowed to stay connected to the family Wi-Fi. Of course, I had to insist because Simona was very concerned that the internet will cause some problems. But eventually, she allowed me to stay connected, and I never thought this is something that she would put in a contract. But you never know. So,
See, it's about asking the right person.
Are you? I mean, I'm not going. I shouldn't put this question, but are you in the locker room behind her?
no, I'm not in the locker room. Look, everybody got their own room. Their kids, they have their own room. They do their homework and they play together. Simona got the living room, and I'm stuck in the bedroom for the last 2 months. I mean, I had fantasies like this when I was younger, and but being locked up for 2 months with a woman, a very beautiful woman somewhere, somehow I didn't read the fine print. Somehow I ended up being quarantined with the kids.
This is the pick my brain for Simona, Alex. You can jump in like that with your thoughts and your. I'm just kidding. No, but so I was actually I'll put it again because I also wanna listen to your answer. So what type of leader are you?
Well, I think I'm the type of leader that first provides trust to their people, and I expect people to just speak frankly and ask when they need help. So I'm not really into micromanaging. I maybe some people would say laid back, not laid off, laid back. Yeah. So I think I just try to empower people. Of course, I have my moments when I try to micromanage at least maybe subjects where I'm very interested, like Miro is one of them. So maybe the Miro team will not agree with me when I say that I don't micromanage. I don't know. I just trust people, let's say.
Did you take decisions during this period of time out of fear?
No, maybe no. I don't think so.
Okay. So thank you for being so open, Simona. Thank you for this discussion. It's been great talking to you, and your humanistic approach I always admire, and you as a company as well. But it starts from you and probably a little bit also Alex.
Okay.
A little.
Yes. I thank you for having me. And to the end now, I want to quote Nietzsche and say that what does not kill me makes me stronger. And that is what I hope for all of us, to emerge from this crisis better and stronger than before.
Thank you. Definitely we will, and we'll do it together.